I know we had our first ratepayers meeting last year, and this is our second ratepayers meeting, at least with me. We had discussed a number of things then, and I know you would be wondering why the Savusavu market has not gone ahead. What is the reason behind that, and when will it be done? So I would like to give you a brief on Savusavu market, and also some progress we have made with the Blue Town initiative. So I'll start off with the Savusavu market, and as Chair has said, I'll be straight and I'll be honest with you. Okay, so the story starts off in the year 2018 when the government gave a funding of about $520,000 towards two markets. In fact, one market was the roadside market, which was supposed to be done for $120,000, and the other $400,000 was towards Savusavu market. UN Women, they also contributed, and at that point, they only gave $420,000, and only thing I can say is that I'm glad they only gave $420,000. So that was the total amount of money we had. Savusavu Town Council then, they did put the UN money in a separate account. They accounted for it, which was very good because it was a donor-funded money. So every time they used the money, there was a high level of accountability. But when it came to the government grant, unfortunately, $520,000 at that time was used by Savusavu Town Council. And they used it, I would say, recklessly. They went ahead and paid the VAT that they owed to FERCA. They also cleared the OD. Then they had to buy a vehicle, which was not making sense when they already had a vehicle. So for the whole of last year and this year, we have been extremely busy in trying to sort out this mess. Because this is the first market that was being developed without an architect being involved. So you can imagine that on one hand, we are trying to make Savusavu the world's first blue town, and on the other hand, we'll have a market which does not conform to the requirements of blue town. So we could see that we were heading in a disaster if we continued, and of course we couldn't because there was no money to continue with that project. So a lot of work had to be done, and the team had to go over the accounts, and I'll tell you that the accounts were not kept properly. There's a lot of issues with the accounts. The annual reports were not prepared from 2010 onwards, and the team is still struggling just to get the papers together to prepare the accounts, the way it should be prepared. Now, so what have we done? Well, obviously, whatever information we gathered, we have referred the matter to FICAC for further investigation. And what is our way forward? The way forward is that UN Women, they are willing to release the rest of the funding, and I have to go back to Ministry of Economy to seek further funding to complete this project. For this project, Chance Engineering, the company that provided the service then, we insisted that we got to hire an architect to do a proper design. So Peter Rankin came on board, and he is working with Chance Engineering. They have completed the concept, and they're working on other bits and pieces that needs to be completed. From UN Women's perspective, they've given us a little bit more time to commence the project. So if all goes well, we should be in a position to get on with this project. But it was a very messy project that we had to clean it up, which we have done that. So I'm terribly sorry that it took so long to fix Savusavu Town Council. It wasn't an easy fix. And I didn't want to just do a Band-Aid, provide a Band-Aid solution. We had to provide a real solution. And I think I'll stop here, and I would like the special administrators to speak and tell us what else has happened in Savusavu.
We thank you for your clarity and for coming out with it. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of Saturdays, wet Saturdays, for many years now, where we're all standing around wondering, what's the council doing? And we're all wondering, okay, there was a bunch of money that came to the council. They tore down a perfectly good building. They left a mess in the middle, and we're all skirting around under torn tarpaulins and in muddy places. Was there an engineering plan? Was there an architectural plan? Was this thing properly designed before they started pulling things down? I mean, misspending money is one thing, but at least having something to work to. That is a question that we'd like to...
Yeah. If they did not get an architect on board to design a new market, can you imagine, would they bother to ensure the temporary market would be of that standard? The answer is no, right? So what are we doing? We have already fixed the old market, and let me just tell you a little bit more about the temporary shed they had made. Even the temporary shed that was made, instead of using the council workers or getting the materials on board, to be cost effective, and you build it yourself, they hired a company to go and build that, and they were paying rent. Right, so that's how crazy the management of Savusavu Town Council was. Right, and there is a lot to be revealed. In fact, our investigation has not completed.
1 year, the government said, this is not good. We got to give you some money. But things happen. They demolished the council.
Okay, let me. Can I comment, or you want to say something else?
I want to say something.
Because it's good to go one by one. Otherwise, I'll forget.
Yes.
Right. So you've said that the councillors were there, and you have done all that. But let me tell you, even then the councillors were not honest. All that land sale that we see in Savusavu was done when we had elected councillors and mayors. And who bought this land? They themselves. Okay, so this is what the staff had learned over the years, and they continued the same practice. Right. So this is one council where it started then and it continued till now.
My name is Alfredita Bradman. I'm a ratepayer, a small ratepayer, and I have small issues. There are a few things in Savusavu I would like to see improved, and it won't cost the council anything.
Sure.
Number one, it's the mess behind the council. There are already rubbish collectors. I do think the area should be cleaned up, especially if we want to promote this town as a paradise. The second issue is my pet, I wouldn't say hate, but my pet intense dislike is the noise pollution in this town. Now the council regulations say that the volume must be contained within the building. The loudspeakers is outside on the veranda or outside on the pavement, and the volume is blasted out into the community. Now, it won't cost the council anything to send somebody across the road and ask them to turn down the volume to a respectable, civilized, educated level.
Your points, and I think we can do that.
Yes, I just remembered.
Okay?
In the past, when you wrote to the council, this is a long time ago, you would get a detailed response either by letter or by email. The immediate past council would respond to you with one word, noted. Over the past year, I have sent 3 emails to current council. None of them have been acknowledged. Now, I will raise my hand and say, appoint me as a correspondence clerk, and I will do it for you on a voluntary basis, and get the correspondence answered if other ratepayers have the same experience as myself.
All right. So the special administrators are here. They have heard you loud and clear, and they're going to work on that. Yeah? All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your suggestion, and I'm requesting the special administrators and CEO to look into this. But we are also restructuring Savusavu Town Council, restructuring, so that we get the right skills to do the job. Yeah? Thank you.